Eventually, those people, they're gonna earn your respect as long as you don't quit and you keep going and you keep smashing, and they see you. Like it used to be like, oh, it's nobody, or then like, is this sold to this guy? It's luck. Maybe somebody connected him with this guy too, and this guy too is like, yo, he's actually doing his thing. So you gotta respect it. You gotta work hard enough where people have no choice but respect your hustle. They have no choice but respect your grind. Well, my name is Mike Hermann. People call me Mike Hermann, Richard Mille Mike, RM Plug, all of the above, professional watch dealer. I sell, buy, and trade, high-end watches for a living. I was about 30 years old, because I'm 33 now. I kind of have, experience with just owning a business and running a business. I used to own a clothing brand. So I started selling watches when I was 30. But before that, I had my own clothing brand that I was running. That clothing brand is called Leather Clothing Factory. I started that when leather was hot. Leather was like a big deal, for a point of time. Like it was about 7-8 years ago. And so I caught that wave, and so people couldn't find those type of product, leather goods like t-shirt or, jackets and things like that. Pretty much started with just had a dream. I wanted to make these clothes that people couldn't find, people couldn't get. And I went to school with this kid that is is Chinese. So his dad had a manufacturing office, a place where you can make clothes and stuff like that. And so I reached out to him. I'm like, I want to make some clothes. Can you make me some samples of some clothes with leather patches on the chest or on the hoodie, t-shirt, whatever. I kind of designed some stuff and sent it to him. It's like, my pops can make a few things for you. So he did that, shipped it to me. I got it and I put it on Etsy, and within a week it sold. So I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I think I'm onto something here. So I made another order, a smaller order, brought it back, sold again. I'm like, oh, this is getting interesting, So I put more money together, pretty much made a bigger order, but now I had hoodies, long sleeve sweaters, t-shirt, and tank tops. So that's when I actually started the brand. Just wanted to sell some stuff on Etsy real quick and everything, but with that wave that it's called, I just knew there was a demand for it. And I could feel that demand. Even if it wasn't everybody, I know there was enough people that was looking for that product that I could sell enough and, make some money or something, or flip. I order more and more. And I just made a website, my own website, and I named it Leather Clothing Factory. I did an Instagram page, and that was when Instagram wasn't even what it is now. It was Instagram where we're getting 100 likes, you celebrate 100 likes, So it was a big deal, to have 100 likes on Instagram. And I had a page that was growing organically. I had fans of the actual brand. So I started making more stuff. I started making women, clothing, designed some stuff, crop tops and, flannel shirts for men and women. Eventually, down the line, I've had celebrities that, basically reached out to wear the brand. I, had my clothes on Kevin Durant. Russell Westbrook came to one of my fashion shows that I've done in Oklahoma City, one of the biggest one. People still talking about that fashion show until this day. There's videos online about it, so it was pretty big. And so from there, it just took off. So like I said, I kind of changed the culture a little bit, when it comes to that, because I was transcending some of the stuff that people weren't having here before. The only time they could see anything like that was either Fear of God or Yeezy things. It was kind of a similar style. You know what I'm saying? And so I remember one time it was in a magazine, the Daily Mail UK. They were comparing Justin Bieber's outfit to this other pop star, which is Austin Mahone, which is a good friend of mine as well. He was wearing my clothes, and they were like, "Yo, he's has the same style with Justin Bieber." But everything he was wearing was my brand, which was LCF. And so that kind of made a good comparison there. And people was, and he actually was appeared on TMZ. Kevin Durant wore it on national TV at the press conference after they won against San Antonio Spurs. It was a finals and stuff. He wore my hat multiple times after the press conference. So people, it sold out because people was Googling, well, what's the hat that, Kevin Durant's wearing, LCF hat. Yeah, my signature on the side of it, my initials on the side of it. So that blew up and I sold so many of them. After the success that the clothing brand had, I kind of felt like there was more that I needed to do, something more that I had to tap into. So I started doing design on jackets, on leather jackets. So I pick and I would get some like nice leather jackets designed and made, like biker jackets, and I would like go crazy with the art. So I had pants, I would splash it, I would make my own, kind of like stamp to it, and I would just design it to whoever wanted it. And I would sell those for like $1,000. And so I started doing that for a while. So I did a jacket for Common, the rapper Common, Fabulous, J Balvin, a few other guys, Paul Pogba. So I've gotten a few celebrities to wear the brand. I still feel like I wasn't fulfilled. It just felt like it was a void in my life. Like I wasn't where I needed to be, and I was doing something that was nice, that I appreciated doing, I loved doing, but at the same time, I didn't feel I was fulfilled. I was where I needed to be, like where I wanted to be, as far as financially, my mindset, everything. So I think, when you want something also in life and you want a change, like sometimes something happen where it can destroy just to rebuild. And so you have to be ready when you want something so bad, like something bad might happen before something good happens. So you have to position yourself for whatever is coming, whether it's good or bad. You have to kind of be ready for it, but you have to know that in the end, it might, just move you towards where you actually want to be. And so I feel like that's what happened in this situation. When I came to Miami the first time and I went to Art Basel, events, I had met my mentor there, that introduced me to the watch business. And so it wasn't nothing like planned or nothing like that. It was like, okay, I made a jacket for that event that day, a hand-painted jacket. So they put it as an exhibition in that event. And then after that, we just kind of like click and was like, oh, you just come to the store the next week and let's talk, let's hang out, just kind of like see the pieces that I have and maybe you have clients for it. So I didn't know nothing about, all the high-end pieces. I know basic watches like the Rolexes and the APs and things like that, but I didn't know too much about Richard Mille in particular, but I was intrigued by it. I felt like it would be a cool thing to do, cool thing to just look into, just for educational purposes as a person and just knowing. And so I was like, okay, let me just go check it out. So I started going 1, 2 a week, 3 times a week. Then at one point it was like, I just started getting more passionate about it. So I just started going every day. I would go in there and just learn and just listen to how deals being done and just kind of being in the store and just having a feel for the retail space also, and just kind of just learning, really, just grasping information, how much they cost, what's the, how do you buy them, how do you sell them, who's your clients and things like that. So I just started picking up on things and also going to the trade shows, the watch trade shows, which help also, you can build relationships there. So by going there and just being around the product, being around the people and everything like that, like eventually you start learning the business. And so I worked for free pretty much for a year under my mentor, just kind of learning. And eventually, I kind of slowly got myself into, what it is that I'm doing right now. You have to be humble, no matter what age you are, because you don't know everything. I mean, some people like maybe they made some money or whatever, and they're like, oh, I'm cool, I don't want to learn anything. But if you close-minded, you're not going to be open to opportunities, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like in my situation, I just felt like I've tapped into something that it was a gold mine that nobody that looked like me have taken to the next level eventually. And so with that being said, I just kind of like was thinking, I always see things differently than most people anyway. Because I feel like even the job from any type of position that I've had in the past, or maybe I just see things just in a more positive manner. So when people see the negative and, this guy's abusive, or, as far as like, not abusive, but like this guy's taking advantage of you. That's what everybody was selling me. Like, oh, just you wasting your time. Like, what are you doing? Like, nobody like you sell watches. Like, who's going to buy this from you? Like, who, just, it was so negative every day, like from your friends to your loved ones, and everybody is just like telling you to just quit this because you're wasting your time. And the whole time I'm like, I know there's something there that if I just can figure it out, I can make it doing this business. Because it's not just the actual business itself, is what I've learned before I actually got into the business. Because people just think that they just get into an opportunity. You can learn any opportunity. You can get an opportunity. Somebody can give me an opportunity today, or you today. But if you don't take advantage of that opportunity, then it's a wasted opportunity. When somebody open the door to something, and you see the potential of what they may be currently making, and lifestyle they're living, everything that they're doing for themselves because of what they're opening the door for you for, it's up to you to take it to the next level. It's not on them. They just open up the doors for you. You have to go in and grind and do what you got to do in order for you to get what you want out of it. You know what I'm saying? But I just saw when everybody else was doubting and thinking that I wouldn't be able to do it, and it was against the odds to even be or become anything like what it is, I just saw opportunity all around. Like, I just saw that if I can just figure this out and make just 1/3 of what this guy's making, I'll be good. I didn't want much. I just wanted like $3,000 a month. I just wanted to make a little bit of money so I can take care of my family. Like, at one point, it was so bad I was living in my car, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was driving Uber. Like, I would drive for like a day, make enough money so I can pay for the hotel, so I can sleep there, and the next day I have to do it over again. If I made enough money that day, then I can pay for 2 nights. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I was living. And I was like, I just know I'm too smart to be doing this. I just know how to do something. If I don't wake up and do something for myself, like, my life is just gonna go by. And I know I'm super smart. I can do a lot more than this. I've made success out of like nothing. I've built a business from nothing. Like, I know I can do something, And so I was just, after just crying myself to sleep so many times, I was just like, I gotta take action. I have all this knowledge in my mind. I need to start finding some clients. I need to start pushing, build my confidence back up and just go for it. And that's what happened. I just started going crazy. It started like, whether it's posting, going to events, using my last dollars to go to, networking events or functions and dinners where I know I can find potential clients or whatever. And keep in mind, I did all the stuff without a watch on my wrist. I started this from zero. Like, I was in a negative. I had to build every single thing that I have now. I built every single brick by myself. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes I look at it like this fucking unreal, really. It's like, damn, how did you do this? And people wouldn't even believe it. But I didn't have no help. To this day, I don't have no debt to nobody. I don't owe nobody nothing as far as financially. But I built everything from ground up. From the connections, people that introduced me to the next person, to the deals, to the jewelers that know me now, that, we shake hands now, that probably used not to know me before. They used to just look past me or just look at me like, oh, you're just a fly on the wall, is nobody. Now they respect me. Now we can actually be in the same room and talk about certain deals, and you make sense to me, and you make sense to them as well. You know what I'm saying? And you used not to be that way. I used to be sitting on the table and look at everybody's wrist like, oh my God, one day I'll be able to buy even like 1/3 of this watch. Like, maybe I'll be able to own this one day. Maybe I can even, it was, when I was holding these watches at first, it just seemed like it was a far-fetched dream. Like, it was, damn. The same way maybe people look at me now. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's kind of like how it is. Like, can I even touch this? I used to hold them like with so much care, because I was like, yo, I can't scratch this. It's crazy. I can't afford this, And so from just the education I was able to learn from this, I think that's what I always preach. And I just literally just took it out of my bio, because I didn't have any more space in my bio to just put everything I had to put. But for the longest, it's been knowledge is the new currency. Knowledge is the new currency. I live by that motto, because I feel like the more you learn, the more you can earn, the more you can expand your mind to multiple opportunities. Like, knowledge is everything you need. Now you have to apply that knowledge, of course, in order for you to like take your life to the next level or change whatever you want it is to change in your life. But you have to grasp the knowledge. You have to understand things. You have to learn things. You have to always seek for information. And that's what's going to change your life, really, is the knowledge. You can make money from no money. Of course, you make more money. You need money to make money. That's a true statement. But really, in this day and age, you have enough knowledge, you can make money with no money at all. And that's, what I was able to do. Oh, in the classroom, I was a C student, man. I wasn't the smartest in the room. I was smart in a different way, in a more creative way, but I wasn't like the A student that everybody like has. I'm the one looking at the A guy's paper to, just kind of like, yeah, man, shoot me some answers or whatever. I'm not usually the one that people are looking at my paper to get the best answers. So that's kind of like how it was. But I will always find a way to hang out with the A student so he can, give me enough knowledge to be able to like make things happen. Like I would hang out with the guy in biology that's the best, and I'll hang out with the guy in math that's the best. And I think that's also something I was able to do in my life right now, because I don't know everything. But if I don't know, I know for sure the next person that knows enough where I can get the information from and be able to do what I have to do. I think everybody has some type of child in them. Like I feel like I think the humble part of me is still being that child inside of me, because I still feel like I've grown up, but I still feel the child inside sometimes, because I have that soft spot for everybody, no matter how bad or how good they are. A lot of the times, like as a child, you have a pure heart, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I've kept that no matter what, how bad things has been for me. People have betrayed me, they stabbed me behind my back, they have, just kind of like being negative towards me. And I never understood why. I've been so naive to the fact that sometimes people can want bad of you, and without even knowing you, and it's hard to understand that for me, like why would I? Because I've always been the guy that's always want to help everybody, always want to like, share and do this. And by the next day, when the time comes for people to help me out, then it's just everybody disappears. So I feel like I have everything that I need, or I'm the one that's supposed to be grinding to provide for everybody. So it's just been that way. Nobody's come through for me most of the time. I've always been in position that I had to be the one to help everybody else. I think it's been a set of multiple things, right, that have helped me, develop and become the person I have to be today. But also I think everybody have their own experiences to where like it will be kind of general, but also like some of the stuff that happened in my life also made me also who I am. Like the way people have treated me, how I've handled deals before that didn't work out, the stuff that I've done also that worked out, it kind of builds up who I am now. So like there's certain things that I wouldn't do anymore, or I wouldn't do it because maybe I've done it and then he burned me, or like somebody ran away with the money, or they didn't pay for the whole thing or whatever. Maybe you trusted some friends to like do certain things that didn't come through or whatever. Like depending on all the stuff that happened in your life, you can adjust to what you can, what you don't, what you're not gonna allow anymore and things. So it build a personality in you. But as far as this business, you have to be smart, you have to be sharp, and you have to be like a shark, like really, because everybody in the business are like, if you want to be a dealer, you have to kind of be a little cutthroat, because it's not a nice environment. It's not like you can just, no, just walk around and, buy this and buy that and flip here or whatever. It's going to be tough. People are going to corner you on certain deals. People are going to steal your clientele. They're going to, talk shit behind your back. They're going to trying to downplay you as a dealer, like, oh, he just started, or he, stuff like that. And it happened before so many times. And then people have laughed at me. They're like, what do you think he's doing? It's stuff like, it's just kind of stuff to discourage you because you're going to be new. But keep in mind, everybody start from zero. Everybody start from scratch. Nobody start on top. Nobody, you have to pay the dues. So eventually those people, they're going to earn your respect as long as you don't quit and you keep going and you keep smashing, and they see you. Like it used to be like, oh, it's nobody, or then like, is this so to this guy? It's luck. Maybe somebody connected him with this guy too. And this guy too is like, yo, he's actually doing his thing. So you got to respect it. You got to work hard enough where people have no choice but respect your hustle. They have no choice but respect your grind. And I'm not the type of person that will go out and, rub it in the face, or I'm doing this now, I'm popping now, I'm doing stuff. Like I'm always going to be humble about it. You know what I'm saying? But only thing I just know, I just keep my head down and just keep working, because no matter what, one thing that people cannot take away from me is they can say anything about me, but they cannot say that I'm not a hard worker. They can't say that because they see me doing what I'm doing, and I'm not taking no for answers. I'm not, letting nobody beat me up to anything. I'm just grinding for real. I'm putting in the work no matter what, where I am, how I am. You see, I'm in LA, like I'm working. People wanted to do, to do more business with me. They want to buy, they want to sell, they're calling me. I'm on the phone all the time doing this, trying to do more deals and get more connections and everything. That's my life now, And so people are going to try and discredit you. They're going to try to, find stories about you, bad stuff to say about you, that made up stuff, or just find ways to, kind of like mess up your flow, and bad stuff will happen, and bad stuff always happens to good people, and good stuff happens to bad people. It's just the way it is in life. But as long as you continue to work hard and stay to your craft and do what you got to do and just pray and just know that, no matter what, you're going to be okay. I think there's nothing that can stop you. You can be unstoppable. Getting high ticket clients. I mean, first of all, you kind of have to start with your level, right? If you don't have those high ticket clients, you have to like look into selling a certain amount of, certain type of watches, first to get yourself comfortable. Because it's always anything in sales, in general, whether you're selling books, you're selling cars, you're selling watches, whatever it is. Once you break the ice and you sell your first item, whether it's your first watch, your first whatever, it gives you a certain boost. It gives you a certain confidence to keep going, to know that I've done this one time, I can do this again, I can do this again, I can do this again. So you have to get comfortable selling one time. Once you break that one time, then it's going to give you that boost. And once you get that boost, and you feel a little bit better about what you're doing, and then you can go that way. But as far as finding high ticket clients, it has to do with networking for sure. This business, I feel like 90% of it, 80% of it, because you still have to source the watches, which is a big part of it also. But for the most part, in order for you to be successful, you have to build your connections. If you don't have enough connections, you're not going to sell a lot. But over the years, over the time, whether it's 3, 4, 5, 6 months, a year, you have to work on building connections, because those connections, if you treat them right, they're going to open up more doors for you. Like sometimes I wake up to like 2, 3 group texts a day. That's going to open up, maybe for that day, it's going to help me close a sale or two, you know what I'm saying, without me even doing anything, and that's because I built this over the years. Like people I've sold to, I did them right. I made sure that they got the product on time, they got a good deal, and they like the way I've treated them, so that now they refer me to the next person, and that person might refer me to somebody else and somebody else. So it just keeps evolving, it keeps growing. That's why it's important to have a good relationship with certain people and keep the good relationship. After a transaction is done, it doesn't mean everything is done. Keep up with your clients, with your people that buy from your customers. It's important. I treat them like family. That's why I always say, when you buy from them, it's just a transaction. When you buy from me, it's an experience. Because I treat my people, I don't call them clients even. I treat my people, my friends, as people that I can talk to. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can talk to me. They can call me for advice on the next piece. I mean, they want to upgrade. Like, okay, cool, no problem. Like, this is going to cost you this much. Maybe you might don't want to, buy this Cartier right now because the price is going down. The market is a little shaky right now. Just hold on. Things like that. So like advice like this, they appreciate that, And so next time they want to buy something, they're looking for you. They're not looking for the next person that always on there. Oh yeah, buy this, buy this, buy this. No, I give them advice. I'm friend with them. I'm talking to them. I'm letting them know this is good, this is not good. Like sometimes I even let people buy from other people. Like, cause if they have a better deal and I can't get that deal for you right now and you want that piece, why not? Just, I would advise you, if this is a good price, buy from him. It's cool. Which a lot of dealers won't do. They won't do that. They won't let another client buy from them. Not because I don't want to sell it to them. Is they have in the middle almost them like it's a good deal. It's a good deal. It's a good deal. There's no way around it. It's a good deal. You buy. It's okay. Maybe time to sell. Now I'll help you on a good deal. Maybe you sell it to me so I can, sell it to somebody else. But if it's a good deal, I'll tell you as my friend, buy. It's a good deal. Go ahead. It's cool. It doesn't have to always be from me. A lot of dealers have a big deal. It's a problem for them to do that. And it's not always about the money for me. It's about the education, what I can bring to your life, the plus that I can give, bring to your life, and how I can help you level up, and how I can, we can all make money together. It's been terrible, and it still is a lot of like bad stuff happening. Like, people trying to scam you. They're trying to like, just do some weird stuff. Like, it's just a lot. And then things that you always have to look for it. And I didn't know I had to deal with this. Just coming to money or let's start making money protection. You feel paranoid. You feel paranoid. And before you get to it, like, oh yeah, I just want to get it. And then you get to a certain point, you go to certain places, you can't wear your watch anymore. You can't, you're like, oh, I got to take this, I got to put it away, or I get it, It's just stuff like this I didn't think that I was going to have to worry about, like if somebody going to try to rob you, it's a fucked up feeling to even think about stuff like this, And so when you think about trying to become a jeweler, trying to, get to that level, the status or whatever, there's certain things that you have to deal with. You can't go to the club, just by yourself, like, oh, I'm cool, I'm just gonna like pay my entry or whatever, like, especially if you becoming famous or you get to a level like, me, I'm dealing with celebrities all the time or whatever, like you can't just move like you're a regular person, you got to be careful how you move. Also, like, it's not that easy. You have to, especially when you start getting, even if before you start getting busy, before you start getting big, like, it's a lot of grind work. Like sometimes you feel like you want to quit because maybe you're not making enough sales, or maybe you haven't made a sale for a while, or maybe something happened, you lost maybe your watch or somebody robbed you. Anything bad can happen, right? And then that can set you back like 3, 4, 5 months. If you don't have a strong in that spirit, you might quit and be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't know where I'm gonna find this money to get back in the game, like, and jewelers get robbed all the time. I heard stories about, a couple of jewelers getting robbed and everything like that. Like, hopefully, you have insurance to cover you and things like that. But it's not an easy thing. You have to worry about so much stuff. You have to be careful how you move. You have to move, just very diligent, and also watch out for people. Your own friends can set you up. It's just a lot of stuff that girls, like it can be bad or good. You can attract a lot of girls, and you're gonna attract a lot of girls, but a lot of them are also looking for you to buy them jewelry, like, oh, you're a jeweler, or maybe you can give me some free gifts, like give me this or give me that, or like, they're not gonna ask, but they assume that being with you, they'll be able to like get certain gifts that are valuable. It's just a crazy misconception, but because the people that are not looking at those stuff as money. They're looking at those stuff, it's just, oh, it's just this, it's just the bracelet, it's just a chain, it's just like cost money, and I have to use my money. Like, not because you're a jeweler, that means you have it sitting around and you have to pay for it. You have to buy from somebody else that makes it, or maybe take your money and buy the gold and buy the diamonds and put it together. It still costs you money. Might spend $5,000 on something that somebody wants for free. I would rather give you $1,000 than giving you this bracelet that costs $5,000-$6,000. And not that I just, want to give the money away, but this is worth money. You can literally go to somewhere and they'll cash you out to pay you $5,000. Why do you think it's okay for somebody that you haven't done nothing for to just give it to you? If you're not in a relationship with them, you're not together or whatever, which is a whole nother story, but that's the girls, so there's a lot of negative stuff that comes with it, but there's also a lot of good, because you have a lot of clients that, they want to party, they want to have fun, they have a lot of money, they buy stuff from you, they want a jeweler to be around. Like, a lot of jewelers get flown out by different celebrities, like, come in, just come enjoy my party, like everything is free, it's all taken care of. You're invited on boats, on trips, they fly you here, fly me to Vegas, everything is all paid, big room, big everything. You party for free, drink for free, you get on the jet for free, things like that or whatever. It comes with the perks of being a jeweler. So, it's a cool little thing to get to live a certain lifestyle that you don't have to always pay for, but also maybe you can afford, depending on how big you are or whatever. But, it's a good and a bad. Well, having a team is needed once you start growing. Once you first start, you don't really need a team. You need a lot of knowledge. That's what you need. You need a lot of knowledge, a lot of courage, and a lot of conviction and determination. Conviction, determination, why? Because if you're not determined to get to that goal, it's easy for you to quit. That's why I always say that you have to be disciplined in everything you do, because if you're disciplined on something, no matter if you don't feel like doing it, you're still going to do it because you're disciplined. Every day you got to do this, you got to do this. Whether you have to make phone calls, or you have to, every weekend you feel like, okay, you have to go to this restaurant because you might meet certain, people there. Just be consistent on everything. And it comes with, being disciplined. So it was somebody that I respected that had gave me a call. I remember I was sitting there outside of my car, And I got this call, and I was talking about just kind of like how he can probably help me out. And I never asked for help from nobody. That was the first time I'm like, not give me money, but like give me an opportunity, give me like open the door. And I already knew all the stuff I knew, even about the watch and everything, about the watches, but I was moving slow with it. You know, I was like, I would sell a watch and I'm like, okay, well, I can't sell another one, and I would lose motivation, you know? And so I got that call, and he literally was telling me that if I don't make it in the next 2 years with the stuff that I know now, with the knowledge that I have and everything that I have in my mind, what I've learned and what he knows for me to do, what I'm capable of doing, that he can see that I can do, if I don't make it in the next 2 years, I'm not gonna make it for the rest of my life. That was the most scariest conversation. When I got off the phone, I felt like, first of all, I said, fuck you. That's number one. I feel like, who the fuck are you to tell me that I'm not gonna make it? You know what I'm saying? And then I also I had to go back and be like, why the fuck is he thinking this? Like, he sees greatness in me, but I'm like at the lowest point of my life at the same time. Everybody else is seeing that I have greatness in me, and I'm letting myself down. I'm to the point where I'm freaking damn near living in my car, or having, you know what I'm saying, like lower myself to the point, it was bad. So at that point, I was just like, I gotta do something about this. If I don't do this now, then fuck my excuses. Like, pretty much I have to just make something happen. And at that time, when I just switched my mindset completely around, like 360, I'm like, I'm not gonna let this happen to me no more. Because I felt like I was letting life happen to me. I wasn't making life happen. And so that phone call just changed everything. And I was like, I'm not gonna be a bust. It's gonna happen in the next 2 years. Matter of fact, it's gonna happen in 30 days. I'm just gonna change everything. I'm gonna start going harder, more connections, more everything. I wrote all my goals down that I wanted to accomplish. I wrote 10 goals, and one of them was I wanted to be one of the biggest jewelers in the world. And I wrote that down. And even if I was looking at it the next day, a week after, a month after, I'd be like, you never fucking do this. But I just wrote it down because I just knew I wanted to do it. And it's safe to say that I'm definitely one of the biggest watch dealers in the world right now. Like, I won't say like I made it happen. I'm the top guys, but all the top guys know who I am. That's an accomplishment enough for me. Mindset is very important. I feel like it's one of the key part of like just changing your life, because a lot of stuff can happen to you. No, people always say, and it's written somewhere, that life is 90%, it's 10% what happened to you and 90% how you react to it. Anybody can contact you with bad news right now, and it's up to you whether you want to react to it right now or still do what you have to do and then think about it after. It can be one of the craziest phone calls, like something that's negative, they can call you for, and you can still decide to react positive about it, you know, or maybe decide to deal with it now or later or whatever, because your mind can tell you that if you can control your mind, you can control everything in your life. If you can just control your mind, you can control everything in your life. Like, seriously, because your mental capacity, you have to expend it. And in order to expend anything, you have to work on it. You know, you have to have taken enough beatings, enough negative, enough let down, enough, you know, people just leaving you for dead, and just all this negative shit. You have to bounce back from it. You know, if you can bounce back from it, then you stop, you know, you build yourself up even more. Everything happened for a reason, right? But at the same time, the people that make it is the tough ones. You have to be tough. Life is not easy. Yeah, a lot of people see that you made it when they see the end result. They're like, oh my God, he got the cloud, the watches, the cars, the this and that, whatever, house, whatever it is. And anybody's success story, they see all the cool stuff that happened, and if people forget the work that they have to put behind the scene to make it happen, or the work that they're still putting behind the scene to make it happen, you know, is very important. That people and nobody pointed out though. Nobody think about it. They just make it. We don't care what you did to get here, you know, and everybody got their hands out to get something from it, from your success, and it's sad because people feel like you owe them after you make it, but they don't feel like they have to help you to get there, you know. And I've learned that the hard way. I even say to anybody, like, when you start a business, don't even tell your friend, don't even tell people around you, because they're not going to support you. You start to sell some clothes, or, you know, do a little t-shirt company, don't even tell them. Find strangers that don't even know about you. They'll support you more than your friends and the people that are around you. Because the people that's going around you, they have never probably done what you're trying to do before. And if they try to do it, they fail doing it. So they're going to discourage you to do it because they feel like their ability and their fears and everything they built up, that didn't work, it's going to happen to you also. But everybody's different. You can never doubt a hustler. Anybody that's ever come back and bounced back from any type of bad situation, you can never doubt them. They can always bounce back. They can always be back in the field again, make more money, or, open up more doors for themselves and everything like that. You can never doubt. I see people grinding and hustling. I respect it. I respect everybody in the grind, whether you do small grind, big grind, because I've been there. And nobody really give a fuck. Like, when you building up, everybody's going to doubt you because they don't know how you're going to make it. They don't, it's like, oh, it's a long shot for you. And I feel like I beat the odds. Like, all the odds was against me. You're not supposed to be here. You have problems with this person. And, you're not supposed to be in this position. You're not supposed to be in this room. You're not supposed to be dining with these people. These people are taking advantage of you. Why are you still going there? Why are you still doing this? You're not selling nothing for a whole year. Like, who does that? Like, you stupid or what? Like, your girlfriend gonna leave you. Your brothers and sisters gonna doubt you. Like, you're gonna be sitting there crying like, why? And on top of that, life is still happening. So they're gonna kick you out of your fucking apartment. You're gonna get evicted. Bad stuff is gonna happen. You're gonna keep going through shit until you realize your calling is bigger than what you think it is. The more you go through shit, that's gonna prepare you for the biggest success that you're gonna have. The book that I recommend everybody to read starting out, like if they never read a book about entrepreneurship or anything like that, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Rich Dad Poor Dad is a book that gives perspective on the broke people, broke mindset, and the rich mindsets. And that book definitely can switch up like how you really think, how people are thinking now, and how you should think about money, health, perception, family, and everything like that. It just changes everything. So I think it's a nice book. It's easy to read also. And I read that book like 3-4 times. And I have other books that I can recommend, but definitely this one is a book that I feel like if you can grasp the concept overall in your mind about like what this book represents, I think it can really change everything. 100 years from now, we are gonna be dead for the most part. The only thing people are gonna remember is the legacy that you leave behind, what you've done. The work of Picasso, people are still talking about it. A lot of people look up to different, whether it's president of the country or, artists, celebrities. I want to definitely be engraved as one of the greatest that I've ever touched a watch. One of the greatest I've ever sold a watch. That, one of the person that basically got into any industry and disrupted the industry, especially the watch business. I've came in this game not knowing much. I learned, self-taught myself on everything. I've built up a name for myself that people didn't believe that it was possible. I'm Black. I'm from Africa. I don't see any jewelers that's doing this on this level, in this world. I want to continue to transcend, grow, get bigger, make a name for myself, even bigger name, more businesses and everything like that. But definitely, I want to definitely be remembered as one of the greatest that ever sold a watch, so high-end watches in the game. I want to be definitely one of the most respected, that people mention my name with respect and high standard, that, I've done something that, people haven't been able to do. And hopefully I can inspire somebody else to do the same, or just follow my footsteps and just know that's possible. Whether you Black, white, Asian, Caucasian, anything, it's just possible for you to do amazing things with your life, no matter who you are. So my name is Mike Hermann, aka RM Plug, and you just seen the wonders that got me here today. Peace.